Well, hey there, and welcome to Meaningful Moments with May, where we get to explore the power of thoughts, beliefs, and the choices that we create our lives with. And I'm your hostess, May Caleb. And today I want to begin with a little story. A woman once planted a beautiful garden in her backyard. She dreamed of wildflowers blooming everywhere, bright yellows, deep purples, bursts of pink. And at first she watered them faithfully. But over time she grew busy. She stopped noticing the little weeds creeping in, one here, one there, until one day she stepped outside and realized the weeds had spread everywhere, choking out the flowers she once dreamed of. You see, our minds work the very same way. Every thought we think is a seed that we are planting in our minds. Some seeds grow into wildflowers, full of color and life. Others turn into weeds, spreading fast, blocking light, and taking over the entire garden of our minds if we're not paying attention. And let's face it, folks, most of us are not paying attention. We get operating on autopilot. So let me ask you this one question. Is your mindset planting weeds or wildflowers? Imagine your mind is that garden. Every thought you have is a seed. Empowering thoughts like I am worthy or I am capable are wildflowers. Limiting thoughts like I can't do this or I'm not enough or I don't deserve are the weeds. So take a moment right now and ask yourself, what seeds am I planting most in the garden of my mind? Are they rich in color and life, or are they filled with fear and lack? Think about that. So here's the tricky thing. Weeds don't always show up as obvious negativity. Sometimes they're diagnosed as, I'm just being realistic. But beneath that disguise, they're rooted in fear or scarcity. Here's another example. That's just who I am. And that's a weed keeping you from growth. That's one I used to say all the time. Things like this don't ever happen for people like me. If you can, write down one weed thought that you've been noticing lately. And if you can't think of one in this moment, just sit with it and bring it to the surface when you become aware of it. See, this exercise helps you to pay attention to what you're paying attention to. What's the primary thought? You always have the choice to plant something new. Wildflower thoughts, the ones rooted in hope and trust and possibility, will change the entire landscape of the inner garden of your mind. Those of you who know me know that I love visualization exercises. And I would love for you to close your eyes, unless you're driving, because we're going to do a visualization exercise. And I want you to imagine walking through your inner garden. Notice where the weeds have grown, and then picture yourself pulling them up one by one and planting the seeds of wildflowers instead. I did it literally, not figuratively. So here are 3 steps you can start today. Notice the weeds. Catch the negative thoughts before they spread. Pull them gently. Ask, is this really true? Or is this just a story I've been telling myself? You see, stories are tricky. We hold on to them because it's our identity. We need to replace them with something else. Replace the negative thoughts with positive thoughts, ones that bring hope or possibility, the wildflower thoughts. Instead of, I'll never get this right, you can plant the seed that every step I take is part of my progress. So here's an invitation for you into an action step for this week, should you decide to participate. Each morning, before your day begins and life starts to happen, write down one wildflower thought you want to plant for your day, and then lean into and live into it. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Meaningful Moments with May. And if this message has inspired you, please feel free to share it with someone who you think could benefit from it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next, where we will be discussing you're not lazy, you're simply out of alignment. Until next time, keep planting wildflowers of possibility, and remember your mindset is always planting something. Weeds will grow on their own if you don't tend and cultivate them. But wildflowers, they need intention. So this week, choose carefully, pull the weed, plant the wildflowers, and watch your inner world bloom. Bye for now. Bye.